Why play Lux Support? Well, she's very easy to pick up and play, she's a great lane bully, she is a beast in a teamfight, and she brings great utility for a damage-heavy support. However, she is very immobile and squishy, relying on her long range for safety, and she can be mana-hungry, especially in the early game. Lux's passive is her ability to apply a mark to enemies hit for 6 seconds. Her basic attacks and ultimate will consume the mark to deal additional damage. Lux's Q is a straight-line skill shot which deals damage to and roots the first 2 enemies hit. Lux's W is a straight-line skill shot which shields herself and all allies it passes through. After it reaches maximum distance, it will boomerang back to her, shielding all allies again before coming back to herself and shielding her. Lux's E is her bread and butter. This ability throws out a circle onto the floor for 5 seconds, granting sight of the area and slowing all enemies within. After 5 seconds, or when this ability is recast, it will explode, dealing damage to all enemies hit. Also, while the ability is travelling out, you can recast it and it will explode immediately upon arrival. Lux's ultimate is a very long-range skill shot which fires a laser in a direction, dealing damage and revealing all enemies hit. This ability will also detonate her passive and apply another passive stack immediately. For combos, a basic trade in lane is to use your Q straight into your E. Follow up with an attack to proc your first passive, then attack again, detonating your E just before it hits to proc your second passive. And your burst combo is to simply use your Q, E, and R. Your R will detonate the Q passive and then refresh it, so follow up with an auto attack into another auto attack, detonating your E just before the final auto attack lands. For matchups, Lux does great into enchanter supports who she can bully, or engage supports who rely on walking up to her for easy Qs. However, she can struggle against other lane bullies who provide less utility, or supports who can engage on her regardless of her Q landing. For runes, take this, the slow and the E makes Comet brilliant. For build orders, start Spell Thief and Pots, Interludents, and Tier 2 boots. After this, a Shadow Flame is a great pickup before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill orders, start E then Q then W before maxing E then Q then W, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Ignite. Starting the game, you're looking to bully hard from the get-go. From level 1, landing an E into an auto attack is a ton of damage, and before champions have boots, it's incredibly hard to avoid and forces your opponents to essentially have to always be pre-dodging it. Help push for the level 2, as your QE combo combined with your passive is a ton of lockdown and damage. And if you can hit this after hitting level 2, it will give your lane a massive advantage. In addition, you also want to look to take brush control as soon as possible, as not only will this zone your opponent away, but it also means they'll have less time to react to your E's. And of course, the entire time while laning, keep spamming out your E's. They are a ton of damage, and the slow they provide also means it's difficult for your opponent to trade back. And when you start getting a few points in this ability, it deals tons of damage. When going for trades, how well they'll go will depend on landing your skill shots. Landing a Q into E while shielding you and your carry means they'll struggle to trade back while you're shielded. And of course, when you hit level 6, your combo now deal a massive amount of damage. So look to land your QE ultimate combo to simply remove them from the map. Entering the mid game, you want to take your tower as soon as possible and rotate mid. This will put you and your carry in the center of the map for easy sieging and easy roams. In addition, if your carry's safe or the lane's pushed, you can roam with your jungler to start looking for plays and picks around the map. Entering late game teamfights, you want to play the backline support carry. At this stage, unless you're fed, your damage will have fallen off, but you still provide amazing value. Look to shield as many people as possible on your team, spam out E's for slows and damage, and use Q to protect you and your carry. And if your Q hits something important, full combo them.